All right, in this video today, we're going to clean up around the mill site. Quite a bit of sawdust had accumulated out there, and when you're milling, you have bark and sawdust and debris and cut off. It's quite a bit of stuff to get rid of. So I'm starting out, going to drop off the fork and going to hook up to the bucket. And the amazing thing, I have a Zetor tractor with the Zetor quick attach system. You pull a pin when you enter the cab, and then you just simply set down your implement and back up, raise up underneath the other implement, draw it back, and it automatically locks in place. One of the quickest systems available. So here I'm taking the bucket, and I had already scraped back some of the sawdust, and I'm going to scoop it up, and I've got a compost pile in the back that I mix in with dirt. So it makes a great compost pile. And also a lot of times with the fresh litter, I have some exotic cats. I have Bengal cats, which are a quarter leopard. I also use the fresh sawdust as litter, and I have lots of it to change out, so that works well. So here you'll see I'm coming in with the bucket. I pulled the handle back, and I just simply lay down the bucket and back out from underneath it. It's a really neat system. I've never in my life had a system that works so simple and so efficient. And you just pull back under the fork, and you'll see I'm going to pull up underneath there. And I could probably use a little practice lining up, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. You just drop it underneath the hook, and when you raise it up, it fits in a slot. And then once you get it hooked, you raise it up and you tilt it back. And when you tilt it back, it's spring loaded, and it's going to automatically lock in place. So now you're ready to go. So now I'm supposed to load some logs on the mill, and I'm going to start milling in a minute. All right, now I've got some 8.5 foot logs, and these are normally shorter than a mill, but what I'm doing today, I'm going to mill 6 by 10 by 8.5, and I'm using these for some cross braces on an outdoor kitchen project. And I'll show you guys a little bit later what the project looks like. And normally I do not allow the log to hit the deck that hard, but that was a small log. Normally I'm a little more gentle, but that kind of got away from me. But anyway, I kind of got a system here. What I do, I drop the cutoffs to, as you're looking at this, to the right hand side, drop them on the ground, and then I take the boards and I set them on my fork, and then I bring them over to a big shed I have where I stick them. And that kind of cuts down on some of the work. Now this log was pretty small, so honestly I didn't have to use my log turner, just used a peavey. All right, before I get started, I want to tighten my blade. The Hudson mill has a bolt tensioner on this particular Oscar 30. It's a little bit older mill, but it's been a very good mill. And you just simply tighten it up, and I've done it so often now I can just kind of feel it. I don't even test it. I just tighten it by hand, and usually always works well. So today, again, I'm cutting some 6 by 10s by 8.5 foot. I'm going to use them for some braces on an outdoor kitchen project. These are some pretty small logs. They're, I don't know, probably 16 inch, maybe a little bit bigger. Normally, I would prefer to mill a 24 to 30 inch log. I really try to avoid milling small logs just because it seems like I can mill so much quicker when I mill bigger timbers. Now, this particular log is relatively small, so I'm using a peavey. If you'll notice on some of my other videos, I built this log turner. For a fact, you can kind of see the frame of it right there to the right of the screen. But anyway, I sped this video up a little bit so you just wouldn't watch, the slow process of milling. Oh, by the way, there, my daughter and my little granddaughter has come out to see what's going on. Is checking on Pawpaw. And that's my little granddaughter there. She's a little bit nervous of the loudness of the sound, but she's going to wave to the camera. She always comes up and checks on her pawpaw. And anyway, so she's just kind of checking out the milling operation there. But again, today I decided to mill some of these small beams. And I'm going to also put a few boards up today, the cutoff pieces. But what I do, I park my tractor right there on my right side when I'm facing you. The tractor fork is to my right side. And what I do while I'm milling, I will load the live edge and any type of board, odd whiffs, whatever that I might use. I will throw them on my fork, and they'll already be there. Now, sometimes I will put them on the ground on those boards and lift them up with the fork, but everything, the trash goes over to my left side. I just drop it off. I kind of have a little hole there it goes in, and I take my fork, and I have a big pile that I will run these down to and store them. But anyway, so just processing some wood today, as you can see, and it went well. Well, guys, that wraps it up for today. I didn't get a lot done. We cleaned up the site. I milled about 3 of these beams and I don't know, probably about 10 boards. But main thing, I was just kind of getting the mill cleaned up, and I've got the logs cut to length. Going to mill 3 more of those beams probably throughout this week sometime. I get a few minutes off of work, and Yesterday I was able to cut some board and batten, and I've got a little bit more of that to do before I get back on my outdoor kitchen project. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I've been asked by quite a few people to start posting, and I'm learning. I realize that I need to probably get some different angles and things. But anyway, I hope you find it entertaining. I always enjoy watching other people mill and do their work, and I learn from their, learn from their projects. And but anyway, if you'll notice, I kind of have it easy the way I set the boards on there, so it doesn't twist my back too bad or have to handle the lumber excessively. And from there, I'll run it over to a big metal building I have. I'll open up the door, and I've got lots of sticks there, and I'll stack this lumber and let it dry. Well, anyway, hope you enjoy, and we'll see you around on the next video. Bye-bye.